Hi, I'm Ed Myers. I help run our sales and marketing group at Cheytec in North America. The short talk today will be on how we finance these programs once we have a building identified and have leased that building and have a carrier customer. So there's kind of three traditional models in the in-building wireless industry that we'll talk about. The first is a more traditional model, which is really the wireless carrier funding a particular in-building project. The second is an enterprise or building owner funded model. And the third is an emerging model that we use quite frequently at Cheytec, which blends our financial and technical knowledge as well as financial capabilities and marries those up with the first two models and comes up with a very flexible way to finance a project or projects. So let's take these one at a time. The first is the traditional wireless carrier or wireless operator funded model. In this model, the wireless carrier funds 100% of the project on the capital side. And they do that primarily because this is going to be a large, maybe a venue, a stadium, a public space, multiple carrier distributed antenna system kind of situation. They fund everything from the active system, meaning the head end and all of the active radio gear, all of the passive system, which is all the cabling and all of the antennas, all of the services, and then associated optimization and commissioning of the system. It has worked out well, primarily because these are locations that have an obvious need and user demand. And then once that demand is met, the carrier can then start to service their customer with additional bandwidth and with additional capacity and with additional coverage. The second model is the enterprise or building owner funded model. This has become necessary because the tenant demand or user demand has outstripped the wireless operator's ability to actually address all of the in-building requirements. So in this model, we come in, we assist the building owner in identifying the real estate requirements, identifying the technologies, how it's going to be financed, and to some extent even helping them cost it all out. We assist them in getting it built. We help the building owner to license that system back to the wireless operator. The wireless operator is attracted to that system primarily because their barrier to entry is really low now. The active antenna system, the radios, things like that have already been capitalized and purchased by the enterprise, and the carrier now just comes in and brings their wireless signal and then arranges backhaul of some kind or another. So this one works out really well for the enterprise. It works out very well for the carrier because they've got a reduced cost of entry, and then Cheytec can help with the licensing of the system back to the carrier. We can also assist in the management and maintenance of that system because the building owner likely won't have the expertise. The third model is really a blending of those first two models. In this model, we really try and bridge the gap between the wireless operator and the building owner, and we play a role by inserting ourselves into the real estate side, where we'll go ahead and lease the space required for an in-building wireless system, and then we will work on the design and work on the technology with both parties to make sure that it's acceptable. We'll cost it out, and then the carrier can make a capital contribution. The enterprise or building owner can make a capital contribution. This is where it gets really flexible. Cheytec can make a capital contribution in order to get a system built. For example, in a building system the carrier is attracted to, they might be willing to capitalize all of their active gear. So they purchase all of the radios and they bring in their baseband units if it's a system that requires baseband units. The enterprise or building owner might contribute the capital required for the installation. Cheytec would contribute design, we would contribute the real estate services, and we might contribute the capital required for the passive system, so all the wiring, all the passive antenna systems that would be going throughout the building. In turn, we would then lease that back to the carrier, and then we would wind up with an ongoing maintenance and monitoring responsibility to continue with system operation with the building owner. So That particular system is really attractive because it introduces the ability to make capital contributions of the size that everybody's comfortable with, but it also then starts to introduce that there's a way to pay over time for installation services, for operation and maintenance services, and passive infrastructure required for in-building systems. So at Cheytec, we've discovered that one of the big keys to success in the in-building market is making sure these systems are designed correctly, rapidly deployed, and then give people financial options for how they're going to be financed and ultimately managed. So we've taken our real estate expertise, the expertise that we have technically in the in-building space, and the financial flexibility, and we've created a model that we think works for everybody on multiple levels and gets customers, really those tenants and those folks that are really the end users for the wireless operators, the capacity and coverage that they are really looking for inside buildings.
For more information, please visit our website www.cheytec.com